Okay, welcome back. As I was just saying in the last lecture, what I want to do now is put a warm blanket around you, okay? I want to get you feeling comfortable with Shopify so that you can see how powerful and easy it is to use. Now, just before we do that, just a few points that I'd like to point out at this stage. First of all, please note down the password that you used when you set up your Shopify store, because if you're anything like me, you're probably going to lose it. I'm sure you're more organized than I am, but nevertheless, please note that down. Second thing is, it's a great idea to bookmark your store. Okay, so bookmark your store so you can come back to it easily whenever you need to. And thirdly, you're going to see, as we can see here on the screen right now, things like this. Your trial just started, select a plan. Okay, select a plan. And also you probably received an email from Shopify by now, which probably has also prompts for you to select a plan. Now, what I want to make clear immediately is you do not need to select a plan at this stage. Okay, we have 14 days of this free trial for me to show you how to build your fantastic business. Okay, we are in no rush here. We have plenty of time. I've got all kinds of amazing stuff I want to show you. And with that in mind, let's get going. So the first thing I want to show you is something really cool, okay? So if you come over here on this left-hand menu here where it says online store, if you hover over that, you're going to see a little eye. And if you click on that little eye, it's going to open up your store, okay? Without you doing anything, Shopify has already given you a store to use. Now, I appreciate it needs a lot more work, which of course is what we're going to be doing on this course, but it's amazing that all of this is already in place. I've been in e-commerce over 20 years, and this is some of the best software that I've seen in that time. So let's just take a moment to see exactly what we do have. So first of all, we have a logo of sorts, okay? My store, it says, very generic, but that's fine, okay? Then we have the home page, which is the home page we're looking at now. We have the ability to add a catalog, which of course is going to be our products. We have a contact page so that people can see what we're about, so that they can contact us. If I move over here to the right, I have built-in functionality already to be able to search my store. And I also have a cart. I have a full built-in checkout. I have, in fact, everything I need from A to Z or A to Z, depending on where you're from. Everything is here to help me build out an e-commerce store. Okay, without me, as I keep on saying, doing anything to this point, it really is very, very cool. Now, if we scroll down a bit, you start to see some predetermined sections. Now, first of all, we have this image banner. Okay, you can see this big image behind here. Now, I could replace this with a really cool image that says something about my store and welcomes people immediately into my store. Obviously, I would change this lettering here, image banner, to something like, welcome to my store. And then below here, you know, come and browse our amazing selected products. I can do all kinds of stuff. And of course, I'm going to show you how to do all of it. If we go down a little bit further, we have other sections. Talk about your brand, featured products, a multimedia collage, etc. Okay, going down a bit further, I have some preset columns, and finally finishing off with some quick links, a search, and even a place for my potential customers to put their email so that they can receive my newsletter should I want to put one together. So there's so much here. And of course, this is simply their first presentation. We can change all of this, and we can change all of it very simply with no technical knowledge. So just scrolling back up to the top, I hope you can already appreciate how much we have here for absolutely free. So let's now go back to where we were before. Now, this part here, I'm going to be referring to throughout the course as the back end, okay, or the admin system. I'll probably use those throughout the course. So if you hear those, I'm talking about this section here. And there's a real distinction between this part, the back end, and this, the store itself. And to make it really clear, I want to use an analogy, a real world analogy, just so you can really appreciate why these two parts are so different. So let's imagine a store in the real world, okay, in your high street or in your shopping mall or wherever it might be. Let's just imagine a small store with a glass front, okay? That glass front with all of those products tempting you in, and the actual shop itself is what you're looking at here, okay? Your website, your actual store. Now, behind that store in the real world, let's imagine there's a little door and you go through that, and behind that door is the stock room, is the person doing all of the billing, the person putting the products together, all of the stuff that's making the business work, okay? That's the admin section in the real world. That's the back end, okay? So I hope you can sort of appreciate how I'm trying to describe this, okay? This is the back end, this is the engine, this is where all of the work gets done. And this, the store itself, is where you get to showcase all of that good work. So bring in your customers to buy your fantastic products as you build out your business. Okay, so let's head back now to the admin system. Now, just before I get into this in a bit more detail, I do want to say that, well, I keep on saying, in fact, that Shopify is this incredibly powerful piece of software, which it is. But I also want to emphasize that you don't need to understand all of it in order to be able to build a fantastic business. You know, a lot of software is incredibly complex and we only really use a little bit to get the job done. I think a really classic example is an Excel spreadsheet or any equivalent spreadsheet product. Those spreadsheet things can do amazing mathematics, but for the most part, we use it to add up a couple of numbers, right? It gets the job done. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly the case with Shopify, but what I am saying is there are only parts of this that we need to build our business. And that's where you have a huge advantage with this course. I'm going to be showing you as we go through only those bits that you need, right, to get the job done. Of course, you can explore whatever you want at your leisure. But I'm going to be showing you the bits that you absolutely need so you get the most direct path, the most efficient path forward to your success. Okay, so as we go through, if you start thinking to yourself, hang on a second, why isn't Tim talking about this? Or why isn't he talking about that? Well, it's probably because possibly we don't need it at all, or maybe I'll be talking about it later at the appropriate time. But rest assured, I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know. So with that in mind, let me give you a high-level overview, a very high-level overview, in fact, of Shopify. Once again, to get you familiarized with this product, okay? So as you can see, by default, we are on the home page. I draw your attention to this left-hand menu over here, okay? So we're on the home page by default. And over here, you're going to see a summary, if you like, of where you are with your business. This will kind of take care of itself in a sort of automated fashion, if you like. So it's not really something we need to be massively concerned about. But what we do need to be concerned about are the three building blocks of any business, okay? And that would be products, orders, and customers, all right? So on Shopify, of course, we have the ability to add products to our store, and that's going to happen in this section here. We can manage our products, we can add images, we can set pricing, all that good stuff that I'm sure you can imagine. Then what's going to happen is people are going to come to our store and they're going to buy our products, which is then going to create an order. So then we will have a list of orders building up, okay? Who bought the product, when they bought it, where have we got to ship it to, etc. All of that essential information is going to be held in the orders section. And then of course, once they've actually bought that product, they become a customer. So we have a growing list of customers building up here that we could perhaps contact at any time with an email list or any of that kind of good stuff, all right? But all of our customers are going to be showing here. So, you know, the lifeblood of any business are products, orders, and customers. And it's all represented just here in Shopify. Next up, we have analytics. So this is where you're going to see statistics forever about your business. Many of them very useful. So you could be looking at things like, where do your customers come from? Where are your most profitable customers coming from? Which is your best selling product? Which is your worst selling product? You might want to discontinue it, for example. So many things can be shown in analytics, and you're going to find it all here under this tab. Then we have what is possibly the most important part after orders, products, and customers of any business: marketing. Okay, marketing, let's just call that the way that we bring in our customers. Okay, you could have the most amazing website in the world, but if nobody can find it, then you're not going to make any money. And I have seen, trust me, so many people build incredible websites and not make any money because they don't understand how to drive traffic. Now, a really important, very exciting part of this course is dedicated to teaching you how to drive traffic, and not just any old traffic, but high quality free traffic. Okay, traffic sources can be very, very expensive and often not that effective. So I'm going to show you some incredibly effective free traffic techniques so you can start driving high quality customers to your site to buy your products. Okay, and I'm putting my all into this, by the way. This is my 20 plus years of e-commerce experience. And then the last one in this list, this top list here, is discounts. So this is simply where we can create coupon codes. I think everybody's sort of familiar with the concept of a coupon code. This we're doing digitally, yeah? We can create a coupon code to allow people to get discounts for certain products. Then I'm going to skip over, if you don't mind, just for the moment, I'll come back to it. I'm going to skip over the sales channels and go straight to apps. Now, I'm sure that everybody listening to this course is familiar with the concept of an app. All right, but just in case you're not, it really is just the ability to download a program onto whatever we're doing to increase its functionality. All right, with our smartphones, we're constantly downloading apps for, could be anything, right? The weather, banking, anything you can pretty much think of course, there's an app for it. And Shopify is no different. Shopify has an app store where we can enhance the functionality of our store with certain apps. And I'm going to be showing you exactly the apps that you need to build your store, of course, at the appropriate time. Okay, let's circle back to sales channels. So you can see it's in plural and we've only got one. So first of all, what is a sales channel? Well, a sales channel is simply a place where we sell our products. So a sales channel could be, in this case, our online store. It could be a physical shop. It could be somewhere on social media. Anywhere where we have a touch point with our customers is generally considered to be a sales channel. Now, in this course, we are primarily going to focus on the online store. That's really all you need to build out a great business. So if I click on online store, okay, not on the eye, we did that before in order to actually open up the site itself. But if I click on online store, another menu opens up here, okay? We've got themes, blog post, pages, navigation, and preferences. So let's just go down through each one of these. And of course, we're going to come back to all of this. Everything I'm talking about we'll be coming back to at the appropriate time in the course. But just to go over this, as I said, in a high level manner. So themes. What is a theme? A theme is simply the presentation of our store. So again, if you think about that store in the real world, we could have like some kind of a window dressing, the way that we present our store. And a theme is essentially that, the way we present our store. And we can have different themes. We can have different ways of presenting our store, depending on our own personal preferences or perhaps what we're selling. Okay, so we can interchange themes if we want very easily. Then with the blog post section, we can build, you guessed it, a blog. Okay, that comes built in within our Shopify store. Now, the next one is, of course, very, very important, pages. We can add any number of pages to our store. We might have different types of pages. We'll have pages where we're going to be showing our products. We might have pages that describe our business. We might have a page that talks about our terms and conditions. We're going to have many pages as we build out our store. Next up, navigation. Navigation is simply the area where we're going to build the menu for our store. Every store's got a menu, and this is where we're going to build it. And then lastly, preferences, just some of the general settings for the store itself. And then last but by no means least, tucked away down in the bottom left-hand corner here, if you haven't noticed it, are the settings for the entire Shopify admin system. And if I click on this, it brings up another menu with all kinds of good stuff. Now, I repeat myself, but we don't necessarily need all of this. And of course, I'm going to show you at the appropriate time the bits that you need. Okay, so please don't be overwhelmed by yet another menu with loads of other good stuff in it. Okay, as I say, we're going to look at this when we need it. But right now, all we need to do is to close it, return to the main page, and I hope by now you're starting to feel a little bit more familiar with Shopify. All right, I know we've only done a high level overview, but I hope you're starting to see that actually this isn't that difficult. It really is all point and click. You really can build out a fantastic business. And that's exactly what we're going to start doing in the next lecture.